Now that we got her out the way, my mama, let's talk about Pose. Gotta get my phone, sorry. Pose. Who just put up a video? Oh, my brother Kenneth Stallings just put up his Pose review. Everybody go check him out if you haven't. No, girl, I don't want to update my software right now. Anyway, let me get my notes. I didn't come prepared. I've been at choir rehearsal. You know I ain't nobody's choir member, but I've been at rehearsal. The nerve. Why she don't let the garage down? All right. She gonna let the mosquitoes in the house. Anyway, suppose we start off with Weather Girl. The category is Weather Girl. I didn't really see nobody else walking the category, but Angel, she came giving us a like a pre-Clueless, you know, in Clueless when, what's her name? Alicia Silverstone? The girl in the white girl from Clueless. The checkered yellow and black ensemble. She was kind of giving you a little piece of that. And she was giving you that, and she had a little pointer. As you know, back in the day, they had to point with the pointer as the Weather Girl. And she won the category. She had her glasses. She was giving you, you know, everything. And she got 10s across the board, and she won. Then Blanca challenges Electra again for, I don't think I caught the category. I don't have it written down here, and I'm trying to remember. It was like, it was something similar to like Daytime Realness, or I'm trying to remember, was this the category with Pumps? Yeah, this was Pumps. Something Pumps. It wasn't Butch Queen. Butch Queen and Pumps. It was similar to like Daytime Realness and Pumps or whatever. And a couple girls were coming out in kitten heels, and I'm looking at their shoes like, And Pray Tell was like, girl, the heels are too low. He chopped like 2 girls. But you have Electra, she's giving you, you know, legendary. And she's walking and she's giving you a look. No, I don't think this was Pumps. I think Pumps was at the very end. Anyway, whatever. She's walking. She's giving you looks. And then all of a sudden, Blanca comes out. She's got this fuchsia dress on, and she's giving you, you know, high fashion. And before she stepped out, she told Lil Poppy, which I'm having trouble calling this boy Lil Poppy. It's worrying me. But she told him to go find Damon and have him meet her in the hall. Damon comes up and is like, what's going on? And she's like, help me get in this dress. He's like, are you sure? Because, you know, Electra's walking and she's legendary. Is it your time, sis? I don't want you to get hurt. And he's, Jesus Lord, who am I talking about? I was about to say Lil Poppy was there, but he had went on to something else. Who was there? Damon. Damon is giving, you know, I don't want you to have all this trouble. And Blanca was giving, you know, I felt the wind on my face my whole life, which means I know when it's on my back. And right now is the moment. The crowd is, you know, living. They're living for fresh meat, you know, new faces and carrying on. And I'm here to give it to them. So she gets in her dress. She comes out and she actually wins. What's her name? Electra got 10s, and then a 9. She said, a 9? Are you blind in one eye? I demand an explanation. The judge was like, I would give you an explanation if you wasn't, you know, tacky and woe down and through. I can't remember exactly what he said, but they was going back and forth, and it was my life. And Blanca got 10s across the board, and she got the trophy, and she was very glad about it, and she went on about her day. And while she's winning, you have Pray Tell, we have a new contender for Mother of the Year. And I'm like, after like 2 wins? Okay, Mother of the Year, 2 wins. And basically that's the same thing that Electra said. After the ball was over, she walked over to Blanca and was giving, you know, you think you know, the bomb because you got these 2 wins, girl. I've been winning for years. You know, I've been Mother of the Year 6 years running. So, you know, what's a goon to a goblin? Basically. And Blanca was just like, okay, girl, you old, you tired, you through, you dusty, you dried up. Ain't nobody got time for none of your foolishness. And so on and so forth. In the meantime, Blanca goes to change clothes, I guess, or steps off scene. And Damon is still sitting on the steps because Blanca and Damon were sitting on the steps when Electra approached them. Damon's sitting on the steps, and here comes this gentleman, Ricky. Now, Ricky's cute. I said, wait, hold on, Ricky. You're kind of cute. And he's flirting with Damon, and he's got on all this cologne, and Damon's like, did you take a bath in cologne? Like, you giving me a lot. And Ricky is giving, you know, is it too much? And they flirt, they talk, and Ricky asks him out You know, let's take a long walk around the park after dark. Find a spot for us to spark conversation, verbal elation, stimulation. Go out to the warehouse and do some make-out stations. I don't know. I tried to freestyle, it didn't work. But he asks Damon out, and then he steps off scene. And then Blanca comes back on scene. I'm like, they just missing each other. It's weird. And Blanca's like, what's going on here? What's going on? Damon is like, yeah, that's Ricky. He just asked me out. Can I go? And Blanca's like, yeah, you can go. But you need to be home at 3 o'clock, not a minute later. And that's going to come back up in a little while. 3 a.m. is your curfew. Be home immediately. So they're out on the pier, because apparently the only place gays have to go in all of New York in the 80s was the pier, and that's so sad. But they at the pier and holding hands and, you know, conversation, verbal elation, stimulation. All the Jill Scottness. Ricky doesn't get the hype about Janet Jackson, and Damon is giving, I'm having a hard time remembering their names today, I don't know. But Damon is giving, you'll see in 20 years that Janet is that girl. And, I mean, it's 20 years later, and Janet is that girl. She's still that girl. Like, what can we say? I've seen her live, and she was that girl. Anyway. So they, you know, Ricky's like, hey, I want to show you something, and takes him over to the set of This Is America. Don't get you slipping up. Like, they went to this warehouse that looked exactly like the warehouse that Donald Glover recorded or filmed the video for This Is America. And I'm like, I was expecting to see Cullens running and horses and children and nays and whips and shooting choirs. I was expecting, but I didn't see that. Damon makes note that it stinks in the warehouse. And I'm like, I ain't never been to a warehouse that stank. Is it a body in there? Is he finna show the boy a body? Like, why is it stinking in there? I used to work in a warehouse with men, and men generally stink. And this warehouse did not stink. Like, it's too vast. It's too big to be stinking. Anyway, I missed that little job. I didn't really have to do much but mark off on the clipboard what the niggas was doing. Nigga doing this. What you doing? Nigga doing that. It was a great time. Anyway, so they in there, and I'm like, why he done took this boy to this warehouse? I'm nervous, and I'm trembling, waiting for you to walk in. I tried hard to relax, but I just couldn't keep still. Pop, 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 pop. Anyway, I'm doing a lot. So Ricky getting fresh, honey, done back Damon on up against the wall, honey, and they making out and carrying on, and he done grabbed Damon's behind. Now Damon is like, wait a minute. Hold on to your love. You got to hold on. I've never, in my life, actually before they started kissing, Damon was like, I've never kissed anyone before. And Ricky took that to me, well, let me kiss you and feel on your booty, see how far we can go. And it's like, you couldn't have took it a little slower. So Damon had to tell him, back up. And, you know, after the date's over, you see Damon tiptoeing in the house. And I'm like, Lord, he a couple minutes late, Jesus. And Blanca finna just fly off the handle. He tiptoed in there. He almost got to his room. You hear Blanca, Damon? And he said, yes. And she ain't say nothing else. Just like a black mama. Blanca, she was born to be a mama. Like, that's her life's work, is to be a mother. Girl, Damon, I'm not going to even bother to tell you that Damon walked in their living room, and Blanca was sitting in there with her house coat, honey, and her hair tied back, and was giving, it's 5 a.m. I said, 5 a.m? I would have never dared to try my mama, my biological mother, or my gay mother in that manner. She said 3 o'clock and you tipping in at 5? No, it's just not logical. It's a no. And so they have this conversation. They have the talk, basically. And, well, Blanca starts it off with, you know, did your father ever give you the talk? And Damon was like, he did, but it didn't apply to me, honey. I don't know nothing about what he was talking about, girl, because obviously not straight. And so Blanca gives him, you know, the gay talk, and it was good. It was regular old, you know, this is how it goes here. Get you some condoms, honey. It's diseases out there. They'll take you right on out of here. If you don't have a condom, come ask me for some condoms, going down to the clinic or something, and follow your intuition. And if some don't feel right, you come on back to mother. Which is basically just the standard talk, really, but whatever, girl. And then they started talking about tops and bottoms, and he said, how will I know if I'm a top or if I'm a bottom? I just don't know. And she said, well, look, you got to figure that out on your own. That's not my business. And he had a moment where he said, well, what if I'm a bottom and I fall in love with a bottom? She said, don't. Don't. I said, how dare, but accurate. Don't do that. I have so many gay children out there. To all my gay children, it's real cute in theory. But when you get to the logistics, daughters, it just don't come together. It don't come together. Bumping pocketbooks is possible. But it's just, sis, just don't. Anyway, so Blanca, it's getting hot in this car, Lord. Blanca, she going on down to the bar. And this whole thing, like, I'm gonna get there. She calls her good girlfriend Faith Evans, because whoever this woman was, she looked like Faith Evans to me. She comes on to the bar and they celebrating, and Blanca's like, yeah, I need a second in command in my house. Come on over to the house. I know you hate Electra. I hate Electra. Just, join Evangelista. And basically the girl declines, but we gonna drink anyway. So Blanca orders a Manhattan and Faith Evans orders something else I don't remember. And when they order, the bartender says, okay, I'm gonna give you this one drink on the house and then you gotta go because they asking me if it's drag night. And it's like I understand that. I don't know. I don't understand. Basically they say, or Blanca herself says, I'm not a drag queen, I'm a woman. And then they go into even better, honey, we don't want women in here. And Blanca goes into this big to-do about it. And I'm like, I get that there weren't in 87, and really today is very similar, a lot of spaces for trans women to be. Because women, it's even today, I've seen it today. I have a couple of trans girl friends. And women especially mistreat them and tell them they're not women and all of this stuff. So I get that they didn't have really anywhere to go because it's like they can't go to the straight bar. And it's not, they can't go to the gay bar. Where can they go? But I just would not be fighting to go to a black, white, twinks bar. Like, that's just, I wouldn't. But I see what, I get it, but I just also don't get it. But I thought it was really cute of them to address transphobia and racial discrimination in the gay community and the white gay community, because it's real and it's still going on. Anyway, honey, we get back over to Damon and his dance class, and Cheryl Lee Ralph looking headmaster is there, and I was happy to see her. I love her. And they dancing and rehearsal's over, and she says, Damon, you weren't rehearsing today, you were dancing. And dancing means you're living life and do and come with us to the ballet. So he goes with, headmaster and the seniors to the ballet. And I'm just trying to figure out, did he get a scholarship? How we paying for the classes? How we paying for school? I don't understand. Anyway, because I don't get, does he have a job? Is Angel paying for it with her job? She look like the only one. Angel and Lil Poppy. But we're going to get to them. So the ballet is Saturday at 7, I should say. But he has a date with Ricky Saturday. And what's strange to me is y'all was out till 5 o'clock in the morning. Why you set a date for Saturday in the evening? I guess because we just trying to be proper. But it seems like Ricky would be the type to set a date for like 11 p.m. anyway. But anyway, we having a family meeting, a mandatory family meeting back at the house of Evangelista. And this was weird to me, but I didn't see a prior conversation, so I ain't gonna say it was incorrect. But Blanca gets onto Lil Poppy for selling drugs, but Angel was selling booties. So I'm just trying, like, I'm confused. And I was especially confused in that moment. But then we move on. We celebrate Damon for being able to go to the ballet. That's wonderful. And they address transphobia once again, and they say, Angel has a very pivotal line that says that, they think that we aren't real, talking about trans women. And that's true. Like, they overlook. I'm not even gonna go into the whole to-do, but yeah. So when they have this moment back at the house at the mandatory house meeting, family meeting for the house of Evangelista, then, Blanca's like, well, I'm gonna change things so that, my children's world will be better than mine. And she goes back to the bar. And she's going to the bar. She orders her Manhattan, and the bartender's like, you looking for trouble. The moment he says that she's looking for trouble, Then Billy Gay Cyrus walks up and grabs Blanca by the back of her head and pushes her back out the door onto the ground and carrying on. And I'm like, you really gonna assault somebody? Whether you think this person is a man or a woman or a drag queen or whatever, you really gonna put your hands on somebody and rough them up like that? Billy Gay Cyrus? How rude. Over to Evan Peters. He's typing his calculator, honey, and trying to average out some numbers, honey. And his wife is like, okay, we got any extra money for a dishwasher because the girl's tired. We haven't perfected palm olive yet, and my hands is dry. They don't have the hand washing dish liquid soap with the lotion in it yet. They haven't made that yet, so I'm dry. She didn't say all that, but I imagine that's how she felt. I remember when they first started putting lotion in dishwashing liquid. I was so happy. They put Olay in anyway. I was so glad. But he's mad at her because she asked for a dishwasher, and I'm like, but nigga, you be spending your coin to talk to a hooker. You don't even spending your money to talk to her. And then it took me back to Paris is Burning, because there was a scene in Paris is Burning where Venus, who, like I said from episode 1, I think Angel is heavily based on, and I'm really hoping that they don't kill Angel, because that's gonna piss me off. Like, if Blanca dies of AIDS and if Angel gets murdered, I'm going to be pissed to the highest festivity. But there was a scene in Paris is Burning where Venus was talking about her client's wife wanted a dishwasher. And we know how Venus turned out. If you don't know, Venus was murdered and stuffed under the bed at the motel. So I'm really praying for Angel, because she is one of my favorites. Actually, they're all my favorite. Like, the show's so good. So back over to the ballet, honey. Damon is at the ballet, sitting next to Cheryl Lee Ralph looking headmaster. And they dancing, and he crying. He done got up and started clapping, and I was so embarrassed on his behalf. Like, I was embarrassed. I was like, oh, it hurt me. And headmaster says the applause comes after. I'm like, Damon, sweetness, I know you ain't cultured yet, but you don't see nobody else standing up and clapping. Sit down. Clap with your fingertips. When I just need to clap and I'm overwhelmed, I clap with my fingertips where it don't make no sound. I do. Anyway, back to Evan Peters, honey. Evan, what's his name? Is it Stan? I think it's Stan. Stan walks into, well, he drives over to where he last picked up Angel. He ain't seen her, so he calls another hussy over and says, where's Angel? I'm looking for her. And she says, Angel working inside now. He said, 9 to 5? I said, obviously not. Obviously not. But she says, go to Times Square. She's working at, I don't know, Diggler's Wild World of Girls, where I'm here with the baddest. I was finna go into Trina. Girl, who am I talking about? What am I saying? Evan, who invited who? What am I talking about with invite? He goes over to, I'm sorry, I'm distracted because it's getting dark and I'm sleeping, my head hurt, and all sorts of things. But, okay, well, I tried to give me some light. You don't have to do all that. But yeah, so Evan goes over to Diggler's Wild World of Girls and walks through, and it was a weird scene. Like, you get the scene of him walking and like slow motion, and then you see this man buying this giant purple dildo, and you see the man behind the counter looking at him, and he's sweating, honey, and he walking up the steps like Nene Leakes when she got out the car and was giving, oh, child, the ghetto. Like, he was looking like the ghetto.
Okay.
So the Bluetooth on my mama's car picked up, and her phone call just came through the car. So hopefully she got that rectified. But I'm on camera. What was I saying? Oh yeah, he was walking up the steps, girl, and he walks, and he pays for you got to pay $10, get some coins, and then it's a peep show, I guess. I don't know how that works, but he put some coins in a slot after he asked for Angel. Now he asked the man behind the counter for Angel, and the man behind the counter said, oh yeah, he's real popular. Evan Peters, I guess Stan said, she. I said, that's right, Stan. That's right. She. Like, I felt that. My spirit said, I may like Stan. I may. So Stan walks down the hall, goes to the booth that they said that the man said that what's her name? Angel was at, puts his coin in, the little thing rises up, and there she is. She was getting ready to give sultry, but then she saw him and was like, why is she here, Ike? Why is she here? And then he goes into this to-do about, do you sleep with, I mean, do you do other things with men here? Do you touch them? Do they touch you? I don't like them touching you. Yada, yada, yada. And she's like, I'm not a kept woman. What's wrong with you? I got bills to pay. And eventually he asks her, can he meet up with her, take her to dinner, let's have a conversation. She says she got lunch in 30 minutes. So they go to eat or whatever, and it was weird. It was really weird, because he's jealous, but he got a wife and a child, and I'm just like, and so she tells him, like, I'm gonna need an apartment, because you're trying to do too much. Give me a home. And he has this speech he says about, well, she asks him, like, usually, you know, the men that I sleep with are gay, or they're straight, but they too scared to ask their girlfriend or their wife to put a finger up their booty or something. And then he goes into the, or she says, what are you? And he says, I'm nobody. And he goes into this to-do about how everybody puts on a mask, and how he was so, you know, he wants to be with somebody who is exactly who they are. And, you know, is that so wrong? And I'm like, I feel like I'm being played. I feel like he's crazy. And I feel like he's finna get real possessive and real a mess. But, you know, if you're working on the streets, you got to take what you can get, I guess. And she's like, I should tell you no. Because he said he wasn't going to leave his wife. I should tell you no, and I should demand commitment. But, you know, I ain't trying to be killed all off in the gutter like that. That's rude. So I'm going to take this apartment here. I'm going to be at work. You know where to find me when you get your affairs in order. And she tiptoes off. And he's like, you know, is love one of those words you believe in or something like that? And she just caresses his face and walks on off. And I'm like, you gonna tell her, or you gonna tell me you love her after laying in the bed with her and talking to her one time? Like, I'm confused. Anyway, she said she demanded a 1-year lease. I forgot to say that. I need a 1-year lease. You can't be playing no game. Quit playing games with my heart. Anyway, over to Lil Poppy, which we gotta find him another name because Lil Poppy ain't working for me. But he and Damon are walking through the pier, as everybody just always at the pier. He wheeling and dealing, honey. He on a skateboard and dealing drugs, and Damon is mad. And I'm just like, you knew he was selling drugs. I know you knew that. Like, and he's selling drugs in the daylight, and it's just like, I feel like you could spot a police officer on the pier and just not see, like, especially in the daytime, but anytime you could spot a police officer on the pier. Police look like police for the most part. Police, especially in the 80s, were not going undercover as gay junkies. It just wasn't going on. Anyway, so Damon walks over to Ricky. Ricky is talking to Midnight. And Midnight was giving fever, and I'm like, settle down. And Damon basically invites him to join the house because Ricky's sleeping out on the streets, and it was on my nerves because I don't know how I feel about Ricky. They want us to feel bad for him because he's sleeping on the streets and he ain't got nobody, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep my eye on Ricky. But anyway, Electra goes over to Blanca's job. Blanca works as a nail technician, and she comes in with a fur coat and an inflated ego, like a mink hat, and like FIFA, and says, I want her to do my nails. And Blanca on break. She like, are your ears not working, or is the customer not always right in this establishment? I said I want her. And walks over and is like, I know you don't have, you gonna make time for the woman who raised you. She's just giving out this fever, girl. They have a tete-a-tete. They battle royale. You're old, you're dusty. You know, you young and stupid. Battle. Give me a chance to reclaim my throne. And I don't know, it was on my nerves. Like, I like Electra and I like Blanca, but I'm tired of their rivalry. I feel like they could come together for the good. I do. But whatever. Stan wants a raise, and he goes over to Dawson's Creek and asks him for a raise. And it's like, can I get a 10% bump or a bonus or something? What's up? And Dawson's Creek is like, so you got a hoe. What she look like? She blonde? Is she busty? Is she doing that new Brazilian thing the girls are doing down there? And Stan gives, she's beautiful. She's Puerto Rican, I think. And Dawson's Creek said, ooh, exotic. Puerto Rican is American. Where's the exoticism? I feel extra shiny under here, and I don't know why. Where's the exotic? I don't understand. That's like me calling Dawson exotic. James Van Der Beek is not exotic at all. He white. Anyway. So Dawson gives, I'm going to give you the money. And if you get her pregnant, come to me directly. I was like, I don't think you really got to worry about that. I don't think. Now, I don't know everything. I don't know much about algebra. But I know 1 + 1 = 2. I struggled for a minute. Anyway, girl. He got the raise, basically. And I'm going to skip right on through this. He goes back and gives Angel the key to the apartment. And buys his wife a dishwasher. And I was like, this gonna catch up with him some kind of way. And I'm just gonna watch and find out how. Blanca goes back to the gay club, gets arrested for mouthing off to the cop, even though the cop gave her fever. Like, the cop walked in and said, Miss, I talked to you for a minute. The bar owner came out and was saying, well, that's a dude. And then the cop gonna say, sir, can I talk to you for a minute? And she said, you will address me as a lady. And then the cop immediately went to sir. And that's how cops do. They do. They just treat you any old kind of way because they cops. And then when you talk crazy to them, they arrest you or beat you or kill you. It's rude. Anyway, Blanca's sitting in the jail cell with men, which, rude. And what bothered me the most? Okay, so you got this big black dude and this big, look like Hispanic dude sitting in the cell. This black man is just cussing her out, what the F you looking at being. It's like, why are you so aggressive? Like, I don't get it. That bothered me. Okay, well, I'm not gonna turn it back on because my mama's still on the phone and it's gone. Anyway, girl, so Blanca's getting bailed out, and I knew it was Electra, but I was still shook when Blanca turned the corner and saw Electra. Like, I was still shook, like I didn't know it was her. And Electra's flirting down with this man, and he got her hand, and he kissing all on her hand and carrying on, and I just didn't have time for it. You are really this captivated? You really